If you watch videos about early retirement, they almost always try to sell you some dramatic twist. They quit, they panicked, they lost their purpose, they had a crisis. Honestly, that wasn't me. I retired early 9 years ago at 39, and I wasn't nervous for a single second. I didn't have a crisis. I knew my numbers cold. I'd already designed the exact life that I wanted to live, and I walked out of my job with zero doubt. So, was it worth it? 100% yes. Best decision I ever made. Exactly what I knew it would be. But walking away with that kind of bulletproof confidence, it doesn't happen just because you hit some magic number in your investment account. It happens because of how you prepare before you pull the plug. So this video, it's not a cautionary tale. This is the blueprint. But before I get into the how, I want to show you the why. Because if you don't actually want this life, none of the strategy actually matters. Okay, so let me tell you what my life actually looks like now. Because I think a lot of people picture early retirement as, I don't know, sitting on a beach, sipping something cold, maybe traveling a lot, maybe getting bored. And yeah, we still love to do those things, and they're amazing. That's not why this is the best decision of my life. The best part is Tuesday. Specifically, Tuesdays at 11 a.m., like it is right now here in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. My wife and I get to see things like this on a Tuesday morning. In a typical Tuesday, back home in the US, just walking through a grocery store that's basically empty. No lines, just my wife and I and a few other people. Honestly, they're almost always older retirees, just moving at our own pace, nobody rushing, no cart traffic jams. That's it. That's the thing that nobody actually tells you about. I mean, it sounds so small, but man. In the gym, same thing. We go after breakfast, once the whole morning rush crowd is already cleared out, the place is practically empty. You're not waiting for a machine. You're not cramming a workout in like 40 minutes because you have to be somewhere. It's just a calm, unhurried workout. And then the rest of the day is still completely open. That's just a regular Tuesday for us now. Oh yeah, and the holidays, I used to have to ask for them. That thing where you sit down, you pull up the calendar, you write some formal request, and then you just wait. You have to wait for someone else to decide whether or not you're allowed to go spend time with your own family. That drove me absolutely crazy. Now, we just go. Family wants to get together, we go. No permission required. Nobody to answer to. It's just, we go. And the alarm clock, or I guess more accurately, the lack of one, I haven't set an alarm in, I don't even know. I genuinely can't remember the last time. Unless we're catching a flight or something, I wake up when my body's actually ready to wake up. And I know that sounds simple, but do you know how long it takes you to actually get that back? To stop waking up at 6:30 on a Saturday morning because your nervous system has been conditioned by years of stress and it just won't let you sleep anymore? It took a while, honestly. But now, I sleep like I'm supposed to sleep. And this next one, it might sound like nothing until you've actually lived it. Bad weather days. I'm talking snow, ice, storm rolling in. I remember that knot in my stomach. You know exactly what I'm talking about. When I knew I had to drive in conditions that were genuinely dangerous because missing work just wasn't an option. Now, I look out the window, I see the weather coming in, and I make a cup of matcha. I stay home. That feeling, that quiet, calm feeling of safety on a bad weather morning, I had no idea how much I needed that until I finally had it. And Sunday nights. Oh man, Sunday nights. I remember exactly what those used to feel like. That low hum of dread that would just start creeping in around like 7 p.m. The weekend slipping away, already doing the math on how many days until the next break. That feeling is completely gone now. And honestly, I didn't even realize how heavy it was, how much mental and emotional weight I was carrying around every single week until it was just, it wasn't there anymore. Now, every day feels like a Saturday. The days all kind of just blend together. It's amazing. I wake up now and I decide what the day looks like. Not my calendar, not my boss, not some meeting that absolutely 100% could have been an email. Me. I decide. There's this word that I keep coming back to when I think about all this. Agency. Total, non-negotiable agency over my own time. And that right there is what money is actually for. Not the stuff, not the status, the time. And now at 48, I hopefully have decades of it still left. Now, here's where most people mess this up completely. And it has nothing to do with how much money they have. I'll explain that in a second. Real quick, if you're getting something out of this, go ahead and hit subscribe. I put out videos like this every single week, and I don't want you to miss what's coming next. All right, so back to it. None of this piece, and I mean none of it, would exist if I hadn't done the work before I left. The preparation was everything. So here's how I actually got there. 5 things I did in 5 years before I walked out. The first thing I did was get obsessive, and I mean genuinely obsessive about knowing my numbers. And I don't mean like glancing at your bank balance, I mean really knowing. What does my life actually cost per year? I tracked everything. I mean every single thing for a full year. I stripped it all down, and I came out on the other side with a number that I could completely trust. And when you can say that number in your sleep, when it's just sitting there solid in your mind, it changes everything. See, fear is what keeps you chained to a desk. Clarity is what kills the fear. Once I had that number, I spent the last few years of my career just maximizing that savings window as hard as I possibly could. Those final years, they're actually some of the most powerful years of your entire financial life. Your income is probably at its highest point. Every dollar you save right then has decades to compound and grow. I treated that window like it was closing, because it was. Now, here's something that I genuinely don't hear talked about enough. I built a buffer, like a real layer of cash that sits between me and whatever the stock market decides to do. Because we all know markets do weird things. And if your entire plan depends on the market going up every year, you're one bad year away from a panic attack. You'll be awake at 2 a.m. convinced that you have to crawl back and beg for your old job back. I made sure that I had enough stable, accessible money set aside that I could go 2 or 3 years without touching any of my investments at all. And that buffer, that's the thing that lets me sleep at night. The third thing, and this is a real mindset shift, I stopped thinking about savings and started thinking about income. When you're working, you save. And that's the mode that you're in. But when you're retired at 39, you need your money to actually act like a paycheck. I spent a lot of time learning how to set things up so I'd have reliable income coming in without me having to actively do anything. And that predictability, knowing the money is flowing, that's what makes the freedom feel solid instead of like you're just waiting for something to go wrong. And then there's the one I almost never talk about, the unsexy one. But honestly, I think it's the reason that this whole thing held together. I designed a lifestyle before I left. I actually sat down and mapped out what I wanted my days to genuinely look like, a lot like this. Because here's the thing, your identity, it doesn't just automatically update when you quit. Your schedule, it doesn't fill itself. If you walk away without a clear picture of what you're walking into, you'll feel completely lost even when you're technically free. And this is the thing that most people skip. They plan the money obsessively and well, they never once planned the life. I knew exactly what I was building towards, not just what I was running away from, because both matter. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a peek inside this pagoda. It's very beautiful in here. And this is what a typical Tuesday looks like for us now. All right, and look, practically speaking, the tax and healthcare stuff, that's real. And if you leave your employer before you qualify for Medicare, you need a real solid plan for that. So I recommend that you work with an actual professional. Don't wing it, don't guess on it, because one bad medical bill can absolutely wipe out years of hard work. But I want to leave you with this, because I think it's the thing that actually matters the most. all the math, all the planning. That's only half of it. The other half is just having the courage to actually walk away when it's time. People used to ask me, was it hard to leave at the peak of my career? And the truth is, I looked around one day and I realized that I was trading the best, healthiest years of my life for a little extra padding in an account that I already was too tired to enjoy. You don't get these years back. And now at 48, I'm starting to watch people my age, people I know, have real health scares. I'm watching them come to the realization that they waited too long. Don't be that person. Don't be the one who works so hard and so long to build the perfect retirement that you're too sick and too exhausted to actually live it. Buy your life back while you still have the energy to enjoy it. Seriously, thanks for being here. These videos only exist because of people like you. Want more in this? Watch this next. I'll see you in the next one.